Hey guys, it's me, OGDuffy, and we are back with another versus video. Oh yes, now this one has been requested for a long time. And I haven't got round to it until today, that is. Oh yes, and it is that game there, Rainbow Islands by Taito. Everyone always says you pronounce it wrong, OG. So now I just pronounce it like the Irish crisp, and everyone seems happy with that. Taito. Anyway, it is the follow-up to that game there, which is Bubble Bobble. I love Bubble Bobble. Now, confession time, I never played an awful lot of Rainbow Islands back in the day, but I know so many of you said it was such a great game, great conversion and everything else. So, yeah, we're going to get into it and be looking at several systems on this. Those new to the channel, how these versus videos work, we look at the arcade original and then we look at all the home releases at the time. And I put them into sort of subcategories and I'll give you my verdict on who wins against each system. All just for a bit of fun. Feel free to disagree with me in a nice way, of course, and drop in the comments. So the systems we are looking at this week are the Atari STs going up against the Commodore Amiga. Yes. The Nintendo NES is going up against the Sega Master System. And then the Sega Mega Drive is taking on that tiny powerhouse of a console, the PC Engine. And then finally, the usual suspects make their usual appearance. The Commodore 64, the Amstrad and the Sinclair ZX Spectrum all step up to the plate to show you their offerings. So without further ado, guys and girls, let's get over and give Rainbow Islands some play, shall we? Here we go. So this is the arcade original, which we're looking at first, as always, guys. Now, this is the Taito, or Taito, released in 1987. The follow-up to Bubble Bobble, the Rainbow Islands. Again, like Bubble Bobble, quite a simple game to get the hang of. You launch these rainbows, you collect the fruits for points, and you have a jump button, okay? But if you do that, you can jump on your rainbow, which smashes it down, or you can do that and climb on the rainbow. To kill enemies, you either shoot them with the rainbow like that, and they drop something to give you the points. The fruits are still the same graphics that we had from Bubble Bobble. But as you can see there, you can get bonuses. The bonuses you get, which increase your fire rate for your rainbows and stuff. And there are bosses as well in this one. So yeah, that is it. So it's a very simple game, but it's one of them that keeps you coming back, okay? Another way of destroying enemies is you can get them underneath you and jump on it and it will smash the rainbow down, okay? Very cutesy, like I did that one there, see that? So it's a very cutesy game, but, oh right, and as you can see there, I've now got double because I picked up that potion, so it gave me double rainbow shot, like that. So very useful indeed. Very playable, very colourful, very tuneful. Oh, got caught there. But you get the general idea there, guys. You keep going. There are bosses as well on this, which is pretty cool. Oh, I've fallen. Get that Sunday. Nice 900 points on that one. I would imagine it's one of them games as well. You can get a decent high score on it by just collecting all these goodies that drop down. So there we go. Round 3, and it goes on and on and on. Very playable, a great game, was very popular at arcades because like Bubble Bobble, you can get straight into it, do you know what I mean? You didn't have to, you wouldn't lose a fortune, and you got good value for your pound on this one, or for your 10p or 20p if you're in a more expensive arcade back in the day. But anyway, let's go take a look at the home systems now, and first off, let's go with them 16-bit versions. Let's look at the Atari ST first. Now, before we get into this and start breaking down each of the systems, I have to say this is my toughest versus comparison to date. There's not a bad conversion here today, so if you're here for a rough
version, there isn't one, I'm sorry, but this is a one-off, mate. This will probably never happen again, I can't imagine anyway. But anyway, let's get to it. This is the ST version. As you can see, beautifully colourful, very playable, the sound is great. You can tell what it is straight away. It's not dissimilar to the arcade at all. It's a really, really close conversion. And I can tell you now that the Commodore Amiga version, which we're about to come to next, there's not a lot between these two guys. This is going to be a tough one today, trust me. This here now, the Commodore Amiga version, so I hope you can see what I was saying about, you know, as opposed to the ST. This is just, again, such another great conversion. There is one negative though about the Amiga and the ST versions, and it is this: you had to push up to jump on the joystick. There wasn't a separate button for it. But you know what? This was so well done. You can let them tiny failings slip by. Let them go to one side. This is so good. I mean, the graphics, the sound, the level design are all superb. And like I say, just another absolutely stunning conversion. Well done, Commodore Amiga. This is going to be tough, as I say. And now we come to the first of our consoles that we're looking at today. This is the NES versus the Master System. Now this is the Master System version. As you can see, it looks, it plays, and it sounds similar to the arcade. It's brilliant. It's really well done. This and the NES version are very, very similar indeed. So it's very much like it was for the ST versus the Amiga, which is going to make this a really interesting one. The one thing I really want to point out here, though, which has been done on the Master System version, quite often with Master System games, you get something like it's like a screen flicker or sprite flicker. You can see it on the rainbows there ever so slightly, but that doesn't really affect this game at all. But they've managed to program this without that being obvious at all. So really well done with that, guys. And now the NES version. As you can see here, again, looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? So well done. All of these conversions here today. Now, over to you guys as well in the comments. Do you remember any of these at all? Did you own it on any of the systems that we're looking at today? We've still got a few more systems to go. And did you remember this in the arcades? Because as I said right at the beginning, this one pretty much passed me by. Bubble Bobble was one thing, but this one sort of, you know, I knew Bubble Bobble, but I never really knew this that well. I'm glad I've been playing it recently, and it's a good fun game. But share your memories of it, guys. Did you get it? And if so, what system? And now we're on to the PC Engine game. Now, apologies, this never come as a Hue card. So that console you see on the left there is the Hue card only console. But this was part of the like a CD-ROM. You can get a CD-ROM add-on, and this come as a CD release. But I've included that picture of that PC Engine because to me, it just looks so sexy. I honestly think it's probably one of the sexiest little consoles ever released. It's just a thing of beauty. Anyway, we digress. Now, what can I say? Look, this is near on arcade perfect, isn't it? Which is what we come to expect from obviously the PC Engine. This is going up against the Mega Drive today, but obviously with this, the soundtrack was superb because it was on a CD after all. And the Mega Drive, guys. Now, you probably noticed straight away what is wrong with this. Yes, the background. This is level 1, and the background is a black background instead of that sort of sky blue colour. Quite why that is, I have no idea, but it's only on level 1. After level 1, it goes back to normal. Now, I have to say, the Mega Drive version, as you can see, is brilliant, right? But, not just that, this come bundled as Rainbow Island Extra. And what it was, it gave you sort of extra levels and an extra sort of game, an extra spin on the game. So not only did you get the arcade original, you got the extra one as well. Happy days. And now the Amstrad CPC, which is the first of the 8-bit computers we're taking a look at today. All the usual suspects have become known during these versus videos. Now, the Amstrad colour palette is really well suited to this game. It looks great, has decent sound, and it's yet another amazing port, guys. Plays slightly slower, but this shortcoming, right, it's excused because how well the conversion of this has been done. Honestly, I don't know what's going on here with these conversions, but I've never had this before where there's nothing to moan about. I'm worried. But anyway, yes, that's the first of the 8-bit systems, and I always enjoy looking at the 8-bit systems because you usually get one really ropey conversion. But anyway, we've got the Specky and the C64 to go next, so let's see how they can do. So the Commodore 64 now, and of course that amazing SID chip doing its thing. Now as you can see here, this is another superb port, right? It sounds great. And what surprised me with this is the Commodore 64 colours palette. I always find that it can look a bit washed out compared to the vibrancy of the Amstrad. But on this, it doesn't. They've done a good job with it. You know, don't get me wrong, it doesn't pop as bright as the Amstrad, but it hasn't got that Commodore 64 washed out look either. Plays faster as well than the Amstrad. Really great conversion. Just amazing stuff, guys. And last but by no means least, the humble ZX Spectrum. Now, right, okay, let's remember the limitations of the Specky, right? But look how well they've done on this conversion. It's another great one. Graphically, it's great. The sound is decent. And there's the obvious colour clash, which we come to expect. But that side, it's just a great port. And look at that game speed, the way it plays. It's a nice speed, trims along at a lovely speed. So honestly, such a weird conversion this on all of these systems, and I'm going to struggle. I really am. So talking of struggling, let's get to the all-important verdicts, people.
Time for my verdicts, guys. Now, before we get to these verdicts, can I just say there is not a loser here today. This is a real rarity. For once, every single conversion I looked at was really well done, really well executed. So well done to the companies involved in these conversions, because for once, guys, you got it bang on, perfectly right. So anyway, we come to 16-bit versions first. We had the Commodore Amiga versus the Atari ST. There's nothing between them. I'll be absolutely honest, there was nothing between them for me. They were both such great conversions. So the 16-bit home computers from the day, both of you guys are absolute winners. Well done. Now if that's a cop-out on my part, tell me in the comments, but honestly, I couldn't see anything between them. They were just both really good conversions. You'd have been very happy back in the day if you'd have got this as a home conversion. Oh yes indeed. Next up, the NES versus the Master System. Now I have chose a winner here, okay? But again, before we get to the winner, both absolutely superb conversions again. Honestly, this is a real gem. This is a real rarity, guys. This doesn't happen. This just doesn't happen. You don't get conversions this good across all systems, you know. So anyway, who gets it and why? I'm giving it to the Sega Master System. And it is such minor details that chose the winner. And the reason being, I just felt that the colours were slightly bolder, popped slightly better. And quite often, I notice on Sega Master System games, when you're playing them, you get sort of a bit of the occasional sort of flicker, or like background flicker or something. You'll know what I mean. If you've played Sega Master System, you'll know exactly what I mean. But you know what? It doesn't appear at all on this conversion. Honestly, it was such a job, really well done for that alone. So Master System takes it. Well done, but NES, you don't have to hang your head in shame. Oh no, you've got a great conversion too. So let's go next to the Mega Drive versus the PC Engine. Now on paper, the PC Engine back in the day was just one of them amazing consoles. I remember looking at it in magazines and that, because you only get it on import over here. And I'll be like, wow, that looks amazing, looks stunning. And the graphics and everything from it, the screenshots just looked out of this world. They really did. And you were like, wow, I really want one of those. And when we've done these verses before where we've included the PC Engine, quite often the PC Engine has always walked it in this sort of section, you know. Some people say, oh, you know, it's an 8-bit system, it's a 16-bit system. Oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is, because of this, that and the other. But it doesn't matter. I've put it against the Mega Drive because I wanted to. Anyway, onto the Mega Drive version first. The Mega Drive version is the winner, okay? And I will tell you why. Both absolutely brilliant conversions, immaculate. but you've got the extra game with it. You've got Rainbow Islands Extra. So it gives you like an extra game completely, along with the Arcade Original 2. So it's a winner-winner. You've got 2 games in one, pretty much. So if you're a massive Rainbow fan, you know, this was the system to get back in the day. But like, yeah, that was quality. The only letdown from the Mega Drive was the first level screen should be blue, a blue background, and it was black. It doesn't detract that much from the game, don't get me wrong, but just thought it was a strange thing to do. Yeah, strange indeed. But hey-ho, it is what it is. But the PC Engine did very, very well. And of course, the soundtrack on the PC Engine was pretty spectacular because it was on the CD version, of course. So, hey, they can just take a direct rip, I'm assuming, and just get the perfect soundtrack. Anyway, let's do them 8-bits. But first, grab a beer. I'm getting a bit dry here. Bit of San Miguel, people. Always important to stay hydrated, my friends. Oh, yes, that is better. Right, okay, so the 8-bit systems. I always enjoy looking at the 8-bit systems. I think you get such a diverse difference between all three that, you know what I mean, it's so much good fun. All right, but anyway, to it. Now, all 3 conversions were decent. They were all really, really good. And if I had to place them in 3rd, 2nd and 1st, it goes like this. In 3rd position, I'm giving it to the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. There's nothing bad about this conversion. It's a Spectrum. The graphics are what you'd expect, and but the whole gameplay, everything about it was done really, really well indeed. This is how you do a good arcade conversion on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. So in 2nd position, I gave it to the Amstrad CP. Them colours, lovely, vibrant, they pop, brilliant and all that. But just was not as good as the Commodore 64, I'm afraid. But still really, really worthy. So the Commodore 64, you take the crown on this week's 8-bits. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, mate, what a game, honestly. Now, this is a real rarity. We never get this, ever. A home conversion on every single system that worked and done what it should have done. Really well done, guys, to the developers of this. It was so brilliantly done. You just don't get it, as I say. So, absolutely amazing from my perspective. I can't imagine there's another game, like an arcade conversion onto sort of the home systems, that was that good across all boards. But this truly, truly was. So really well done. Anyway, guys, your comments. I want your memories. Which version out of all those that you've just seen do you think was best? And why? Do you agree with what I've said, or do you disagree? Disagree? In a nice way, of course. Drop me in the comments. And your memories overall, of course. Did you own these back in the day? And do you remember Rainbow Islands on the arcade? I was more a Bubble Bobble man myself. Like I say, that pretty much passed me by at the time. But hey, I'm so glad I visited it today, and all them home versions. If you don't already do so, hit that subscribe button and comments, likes, shares, all that great stuff that you do. I've been OGDuffy, and you people have been awesome as always. I will see you on the next one. And until that time, stay safe, look after yourselves, and this beer's for you. Stay hydrated, people. It's important, you know. Laters.